Long ago, in a peaceful countryside village, there lived a farmer named Caleb. He had a mule named Benny, who had once been his most loyal and hard-working helper. In his younger years, Benny had been a vital part of the farm's success. But now, having grown old, Benny no longer had the strength to contribute as he once did. Understanding this, Caleb allowed Benny to enjoy his remaining days wandering freely and grazing in the nearby fields. One sunny afternoon, while Benny was munching on fresh grass near a ridge, he stumbled and fell into a deep, narrow hole hidden beneath some overgrowth. Trapped and helpless, Benny began braying loudly in panic. Nearly an hour passed before a traveler named Martin, who lived nearby and was also Caleb's friend, heard Benny's cries while walking along the road. Alarmed, Martin followed the noise and was shocked to find Benny stuck at the bottom of the hole. Without hesitation, Martin ran back to the village to inform Caleb of what had happened. On hearing the news, Caleb quickly rallied a group of villagers, asking for their help to save the distressed mule. They all rushed to the scene and saw Benny at the bottom, looking frightened and tired, with tears welling in his eyes. The group tried every method they could think of to pull Benny up, but nothing worked. As the day wore on, Caleb, torn between emotion and practicality, came to a sorrowful conclusion. He decided that Benny was simply too old and the rescue too difficult to continue. With great reluctance, he asked the others to start filling the hole with soil to end Benny's suffering peacefully. Though it broke their hearts, the villagers picked up shovels and began throwing dirt into the hole. As the soil fell around him, Benny realized what his master had chosen to do. Overcome with sadness, he cried out louder. But just as the dirt piled on his back, something within Benny changed. He made a decision. Instead of giving in, he shook off each bit of dirt and stepped up on it. Shovel after shovel, he continued this. Shake it off, step up. Slowly but steadily, Benny climbed higher, using the soil as his ladder. Bit by bit, he drew closer to the top. Eventually, the cries stopped, leaving the villagers puzzled. Curious, Caleb peered down into the hole. To his amazement, he saw Benny standing tall on the mound of dirt. A moment later, Benny leapt out with surprising grace and calm. Everyone stood in awe. As Benny trotted away into the open fields, something became clear to him. He had seen how his master truly valued him. And now, with a heart full of strength and freedom, Benny never looked back. Moral of the story: hard times can either trap us or help us rise. It all depends on how we respond. In this story, Benny was stuck in a hole and being buried with dirt. Instead of giving up, he used the very dirt meant to bury him as steps to climb out. This shows us that challenges can be transformed into opportunities for growth. Another key lesson is about perseverance. Benny didn't wait for someone to save him. When no one could, he saved himself. Sometimes we must rely on our own strength, even when all seems lost. The story also reminds us of our self-worth. Caleb believed Benny was no longer useful because of his age, but Benny proved he still had power and purpose. We must never let others define our value. When we believe in ourselves, we can overcome anything. In the end, this tale teaches us to stay strong and hopeful in the face of adversity. Even when others lose faith in us or obstacles feel overwhelming, we can rise above them, one step at a time. If the story makes you think, helps you, don't forget to follow, subscribe, like and share. I will be back with more interesting and exciting stories in life. Thank you for watching.